Spins It. I'm Emily, and today I have Waz with me. Hi, Waz. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for coming all the way out to the library. So just a little bit about who you are. Originally from New York, from Long Island.
Yes.
Nice, not so far. Your music is heavily influenced by alternative and hard rock.
Mm-hmm.
You write lyrics that are deeply personal and vulnerable about your family, your childhood, and just like working to get by. You've listed the Beatles, Nirvana, David Bowie, and Radiohead, and Pink Floyd as some of your favorite bands. What about them specifically inspires you?
Just the songwriting is all good.
Yeah, huge Beatles.
And I love good guitar work, and like
yeah,
my favorite Pink Floyd album is The Wall.
Sure.
That's like one of the few like albums that I'll go back to like every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like for like 10 years now. Just like I listened to it when I was a kid and I was like, it was the best thing ever. And it's cool. It's one of those albums that like you listen to it at like a moment in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of all means something at like the various different points in your life.
There's something in it that relates to whatever phase of life you're in.
Yeah, and I think like something like The Wall by Pink Floyd is super like that, where just by virtue of what it's about, you know, because it goes through his entire stage of all the stages of his life.
Right.
I think that is really cool.
I'm only like tangentially familiar with that. I've heard some of it, but I know
So good.
It is. I know Pink Floyd writes really like almost like masterpieces of music.
Oh, yeah, especially that one because it's like one of the original like concept albums. So
there's a film with it, isn't there?
Yeah, so it's about this dude, Pink, because it's Pink Floyd.
Sure.
Who it goes through his life. So it's like starts out with when he's a kid. It's essentially about like his dad's not around. His relationship with his mom is complicated.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a good time in school. And then it's like he becomes an adult and he has problems with relationship. Yeah. And then like he gets into drugs. And it's a whole like just narrative kind of behind that. Okay. And he kind of just builds this wall of like self-imposed isolation.
That makes sense why you really like them. I feel like your music is a lot of storytelling as well.
Yeah, especially like similar kind of.
Yeah.
You know, that was like when I heard that when I was a kid, I was like,
"What? This is sweet for me."
Yeah.
Yeah, this was written exactly.
That's me. They're talking about me.
Are there other places you draw inspiration from?
A lot of like shows and movies. I recently started trying to read.
Okay.
Cause I never I read as like a little kid, but as I got older, I read like comic books that were good.
Yeah, which one's your favorite?
I like Watchmen was really good.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Returns,
okay.
Which is drawn by this dude like Frank Miller. Like the art in it is super cool.
That's awesome.
Stuff like that.
I like that a lot. You mentioned already that you like to film on VHS, and I noticed in a lot of your visualizers you use maybe some black and white like retro film and also some old school cartoons. Mm-hmm. What drew you to those aesthetic points?
I always liked that kind of stuff. I've always liked like old stuff, like especially like the retro kind of like animated stuff. Like I think that's where like when you mentioned for like what other stuff influences the music, it's like video games. Like there's two video games in particular that kind of like make me think of like the second EP that I have, about the art style for that, which is like an old cartoon. Yeah. It's like there's a game BioShock.
Sure.
And then there's the Fallout games.
Oh yeah, like those I know.
Yeah, because they got the show. Yeah. But yeah, it's like I love that kind of style, and like, with the VHS stuff, I do love like music and like 90s stuff, and I think of like a lot of old like skateboarding footage.
Sure.
It's all really good like that.
Yeah.
And I always like that kind of stuff.
It definitely gives you like a brand, but it makes you unidentifiable.
Yeah, it's like a very succinct like just visual thing, like you know. And again, like I come from like on Long Island, it was like all my friends they played like pop punk music.
Sure.
Everything was DIY. House shows. Oh yeah. There's house shows, backyard shows. So we always did everything as sketchy as possible. Also, sometimes when I see videos filmed on like cameras, I feel like they don't. I like that the VHS has it's got some flavor.
It does. There's like almost like what we would go to do a filter with.
Yeah.
But it just has that organically.
It gives it something, and it's like it's I always like that vibe.
No, it looks good, and it like I said, like I could tell then after I had a few playing of your visualizations that like, this is your aesthetic, and it's very ingrained in your music, and it made a lot of sense. So I was glad you brought that.
'Cause hot girls always win.
Thanks for listening to Emily Spins It,
presented by the Indie Music Network and Not Dead Yet Media. Produced by Heather de Armas, Nicole Caracost, and Anya Kauffman. Edited by me, Emily Mills. Our intro and outro music is Hot Girls Always Win by Really Blonde. If you've enjoyed the episode, please support the podcast by sharing, subscribing, and leaving a review. You can also follow the show on Instagram and YouTube at Emily Spins It. For more shows about breaking through the noise, head over to the Indie Music Network podcast. If you have questions or feedback, contact us at notdeadyetmedia.com/contact.